Noth Clipper High, friends, Darth Momo here. Yes, you may notice the return of my British accent and my infamous saying Noth Clipper High, because the last time I did that was when I was reviewing a great episode of Star Wars Rebels, and this episode was even greater. Star Wars Rebels Season 2, Episode 9, Stealth Strike. So the episode starts out with Commander Sato, Ezra, and his crew going to a mysterious location because they lost contact with one of their transports and they're trying to find out what happened. That opening shot just reminded me so much of Star Trek. It was like Ezra was at the science officer position where the Commander Sato was in chair in the center of the room with Commander Sato, or where Captain Kirk would be. I just couldn't stop drawing that conclusion. But nevertheless, they are suddenly just pulled out of hyperspace and are captured by a new Imperial ship, which is known as the Imperial Interdictor, a ship capable of taking or pulling ships from hyperspace. And then they quickly send a distress signal before their communications are jammed. And then the Ghost team intercepts that transmission, and Kane decides that he has to go free him, and Hera sends Rex along with him. And, well, he's not necessarily a fan of that, and neither is Rex. As Kane says, "What if you get out there and forget whose side you're on?" Rex says, "I would never be on their side. I'll wear that junk armor." And then Zeb walks in with Stormtrooper says, "Here's your disguises." Rex says, perfect. And then Kane asks how they're getting in, and then Sabine flies in with a shuttle, or an Imperial shuttle, and Kane cracks a joke. "How is it the Empire keeps letting us steal these things?" And Rex goes, "Oh, I thought it was the last one we used." This episode just really redeemed it for me this season. As I mentioned before, it was kind of falling down the wrong path for me, but it's picked it right back up, and I just loved this episode. I fucking loved it. It was great. It was perfecto. Perfecto. I can't nail an Italian accent, but who gives a damn? So, as Commander Sato and Ezra are brought to the admiral of the ship, we are met by this new Imperial called Brom Titus, and he's pretty smart. And he recognizes Jun Sato right off the bat, and he asks Ezra who he might be, and Ezra goes, "Jabba the Hutt." And I just started laughing. This is going to be a running joke throughout the series, I know it. And then he goes, "Oh, you're a little small for a Hutt, but I do know someone else who goes by that, Ezra Bridger. Agent Callus will be very pleased to know I've captured you." And he sends them away. And I like where Ezra says, "It's okay, Commander, I've been captured many times before." And then Sato says that you're not putting my mind at ease. And then Ezra says, "Well, I've escaped many times as well." And Sato goes, "Obviously." It's just how formal he is, and just I love him. He's becoming back when Siege of the Fall came around. Commander Sato is just an okay a character who has to be there. But now he's becoming more of a likable character, and I'm liking to see that instead of bringing in classic characters we know from the original trilogy to be the head of Phoenix Squadron, we're bringing in new characters, and that's a start for Rebels because it's recently really depended on previously established characters. But then we get to Kanan and Rex coming into coming out of hyperspace in their ship, their hijacked shuttle, and I liked how Sabine drew a drawing of them two fighting together, and they start to argue again, and then they've got to use a protocol or something to get past Imperials using codes. They're just talking numbers for like a straight 2 minutes, and it was just funny. I was just laughing. It's like, "We got a 327. Oh no, 526. You can't do this." And then Rex goes, "Oh, but we are leaking. You wouldn't want to. We've got a 567. You wouldn't want a 8910 on your starboard engine, would you? You have a 367 docking or permission to land." And it was funny. And then Rex says how him and Cody practically invented it in the Clone War. The way he referred to Cody, I'm guessing Kanan might have known about him or something. I don't know. But then they board the shuttle, and it's kind of played, or they board the ship. I like how this episode really plays on the part that the stormtrooper armor really sucks, and they can't see anything, and like when Ezra, he practically escapes because he was telling, earlier he was telling Sato that he was gonna escape, and then he was when he tells the stormtroopers, when I escape, I won't hurt any of you guys. Stormtrooper's like, oh, I feel real safe. Then he turns on his lightsaber, Stormtrooper freaks out, and then he slices their blasters and throws them in the prison cell and throws the handcuffs at him, saying, see, told you. And then he walks off and two Stormtroopers come around, he shoots them, and then Chopper comes around and he realizes that he's just stunned Kanan and Rex, and he wakes up and they're like, oh, what happened? And Ezra tells him how there was a big battle and they fought well, but they got to them. And then Chopper plays the cam of Ezra stunning Rex and Kanan. And Kanan goes, you shot us? I can't believe you shot us. And Rex goes, you shot us, and starts laughing. And Ezra goes, I said it to stun. And then Rex is like, you should have said it to kill. And Kanan freaks out and he's like, what? In case it wasn't us. And then they decide they have to split up and to go rescue Sato and take down the ship. And Kanan says that they just got to get Sato and get out of there. They can't afford to split up. And Rex and Kanan really get into it. And Ezra's like, well, you two cut it out. This is the reason I took this mission, to get a break from this. And then they walk off or split apart. And after they've saved Sato, he tells him how Ezra was moved to a secure cell, a separate cell, and he's like, we've got to go get him. And Kanan says, it's okay, Ezra's got it all covered. And he goes, he's escaped? On his own? And Kanan goes, yeah, he tends to do that sometimes. It's quite funny. It's just funny how formal he is and all this. And then Chopper and Ezra go sabotage the weapon, and they get out as Rex. I like this when Kanan goes, all right, Rex, you shoot, I'll pull, you shoot. And Rex goes, just like the old days, and chuckles. And Kanan goes, settle down, Captain. And then as Ezra catches back up to them, and as they're running, they're being kind of followed by stormtroopers, massive, many of them. And Rex gives himself up so the others can go, and he's stunned, and I legitimately started crying at that part. I didn't want Rex to die. Oh my gosh, I'm crying again. On the better thing, so he's brought before this admiral guy who recognizes him and starts to kind of get under his skin, like, you gave up your loyalty to fight with traitors, and now I'm gonna throw you aside like a piece of field equipment. And then he shows he's like, but if you gave up your compatriots, I will give you reinstatement, and you can wear that armor and be proud of it. And Rex goes, oh, I'm proud of my service, but I really hate this armor. And the admiral goes, that's unfortunate because you're going to die in it. And he brings out an interrogation droid, and doors close, and we hear him scream. And then we cut to Kanan where he's like kind of sensing his fear through the force or something, and he's stopped, and Ezra's like, come on, they've cleared a path, let's go. And Kanan's like, I've got to save my friend, and he runs off. And then Sato says, wait, where's Kanan going? We can't get through without him. And Ezra goes, it's okay, I got this. And Sato goes, you got this? And then Ezra gets out there and he takes out like 5 stormtroopers, and he's like, come on, and he clears the way. And then Sato goes, it's okay, everyone, he's got this. He's just cracking me up. He's becoming a lovable character. And then the admiral's like, I'm going to toss you aside like a useless piece of field equipment, and no one will know or care. And then Kanan pulls off his stormtrooper helmet and says, I care, and he saves him. And I loved it. It was just touching. They escape, in the ship, then they activate the gravity well, and turns out Chopper rigged it against them, and it starts pulling in their other cruisers, and they finally break free and escape. And pretty much it ends with Kanan and Rex saluting each other, and I think that's really what started the friendship with them. They've really started to get along. I just love it. And then we got a clip promo for the next episode, which looks great as well. We'll see the return of the Inquisitors, so on to the next episode. If you liked the video, click on that subscribe button. Subscribe to more of the channel, more Star Wars bits, upcoming features. And always go ahead, hit that like button and comment. Thank you.